Okay, Tim Haney back here, my second video on my new YouTube channel on just building wealth, creating multiple income streams. Um, Today we're going to talk about how I'm 56 years old and started working since I was about 20 years old, and over 35, 36 years, I've basically made about $1.7 million. Now, you'd think, hey, that's a lot of money. Not nowadays. It's not. And the other thing is that I basically have nothing to show for it. I have very little 401k and basically no income producing assets. That's what we're going to talk about today. Even though I've made a lot of money over the years, I was not smart. I was LII, or lazy, ignorant, and impatient, and just did not learn from mistakes very well. But again, that's what this channel is all about. We're going to turn that around, even though I'm in my mid 50s, and going to turn that around. If you're young and old, you still have time. If you're 50s, 60s, with the way crypto is and other things you can do, you do still have time to build some wealth up, to accumulate some wealth, and to turn things around. And that's exactly what this channel is all about. So let's look at some slides here. One of the things that really hurt me uh, with my education, financial education, is I did not know what these two boxes are. These two rectangle boxes, one with a vertical line, one with a horizontal line. Didn't know what they meant. Didn't know what they were until I started reading the book Rich Dad Poor Dad and his other books. And I found out that these two boxes here with the vertical and horizontal line were extremely important things that you should know about. So the first box here on if you're looking at the screen, it'd be on your left, is the income statement. Now it's not going to be too detailed here, but again, this is my second video. Second box is called a balance sheet. Now in those boxes you got income. That's where money coming in from a job, self-employment, business, or some kind of passive income like equities, stocks, bonds, cryptos, things like that. Something that's an asset that creates income or a cash flow. So you've got the income there. You got expenses, mortgage, power bill, water bill, things like that. Something that's an expense. Next thing you have in the balance sheet is assets. Asset is like something that is worth value: gold, silver, um, real estate, crypto nowadays, crypto. And then on the other side of the balance sheet, you've got liabilities. That's something that you owe. That's a mortgage. Some people, we always thought maybe a mortgage was a asset. And when you read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I'll have a link below for that. But if you're looking at that book, he doesn't think a mortgage or a home is an asset. He thinks it's liability because it can suck money out of you. And I know exactly what he's talking about. But again, on the balance sheet, you got assets, you got liabilities. So the thing is that when I first got married, me and my wife, we did not have a lot of money. I mean, we would probably be considered what you call poor. Now, again, blessed, we had family, and so we had things and help if we needed it. But again, if you really go back and look at, we were really considered poor. So how do these boxes look when it comes to poor, middle class, and rich? And how do they affect our finances? So let's look at this a little bit. When me and my wife first got started off, and we were considered poor, I hate to say that, but we had income coming out and we had expenses, and the money was flowing out. So the money came in, had expenses, flowed out. Now, so at that point, we didn't really have a lot of money that was left over. We could have, and we could have done some things. But again, basically, the money came in, we had expenses, and the money went out. That's basically how most of the people in the United States, or probably the world, live with money coming in and expense going out. Now, if you were the middle class, you had money coming in and you usually had some money left over or overabundance a little bit, or excess, I should say. And what did we do at this point? Down the road, I got a job, got a good job, was paying well, and I was making more money than I had expenses, and it was going out. Problem is, that's where that ignorance, LII, the I comes in. I what I did is I took the income and I went over and I created liabilities. I got a mortgage, I got an automobile, I got credit cards. I got things and things that were not assets, they were liabilities. They were sucking the income out of my pocket month after month after month after month. So the income came in, I was doing good, had good income, but it went to liabilities that I created because I was not financially sound and I did not have a financial education. That liabilities created more expenses and the money went right out the door. So there was nothing there. That's basically how the middle class nowadays lives on the most part. So how did I miss the boat, so to speak? And how should I have been doing things and handling things as I earned more money and had more money to do something with? At that point, I should have either I should have either I should have taken the income and bought assets, gold, silver, stocks, bonds. The equity market. You can buy. I could have bought stocks back in the day if I'd taken that ignorance and that laziness and went out and studied and got something to educate myself about stocks or bonds or some type of financial instrument. Back then, you could get about 6% on a savings account, but again, that was a year, 6% a year, but still, it was a lot better than it is now. But again, I did not go out and accumulate assets. And assets is going to put money or create income for you. It's going to work for you to put it back in income. I didn't do that. I was not smart. I just wanted, the nice things. I wanted the flashy things. I wanted it now. I didn't want to wait for it. If I would have done something to buy income producing assets, then I could have gone out and just bought a brand new car instead of putting it on interest and paying somebody else all that interest instead of me having an asset and me getting interest for it. So again, poor, middle class, rich, these two boxes, if I would have known how these two boxes operated financially, it could have been a different story, because with compounding interest, you could take a little small amount when you're 20 years old, and by the time you get ready to retire, if you'd have put it in the right income producing assets, you'd have had a pretty good bit of money. Again, this is just things how I've done. Again, I made pretty good money, $1.7 million, but again, I did not put it in the right assets or income producing assets. Listen, in the bottom, I'll have links to some additional information, how you can get in touch with me, how you can follow me with different social media accounts. Again, I've got a Facebook group. It's a wealth preservation group that I started up to go on this journey to turn things around. Look down the links. We have courses, free courses, 7 steps to financial freedom. They're all free. How to start an online business. We got all that information there. Go ahead and check it out. Also, click the subscribe and the notification bell. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a great night.